These deals can be economy proof. Hey guys, it's Chris Pre with another Deal Structure Sunday with smartrealestatecoach.com. I want to come at you a little bit different on this one. You guys know by now we try to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. We try to tell you every time we pivot, not just numbers, 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 and everything's rosy. These deals are both going to be about restructuring terms with your seller. And the big point I want to make here about economy proof is every deal you structure with a seller can be renegotiated. Don't think you're in a box in any shape, form, or fashion from the time you go on market with it to the time you finalize that to the very end of the term. You're never in a box. So the first deal was an owner financing deal that was originally written for 4 years, principal only payments. Every Christmas we give them a little bit down on principal and they extend us a year. They like the cash flow. It helps us get more principal pay down. Well, recently we hit them and said, look, December's coming up in a few months. Did you want to do that again? Or how about instead of having you cashed out in 2, 3, or 4 years, because they keep extending it, with principal only, what if we added interest and pushed this term out to 10 or 15 years? They sat on that for a little while. They said, thanks, we're on vacation, we'll get back to you. They sent us an email. It was a copy, it was a forward copy from their accountant, their CPA, where he outlined all the reasons why they should do the interest and push the term out, what he thought to be 10 years, and the cash flow advantages for them and the tax advantages and everything. And he said to them, why don't you keep the payment the same as it is, but instead of principal only, back out what it would be with a 4.5% interest rate. So they sent that over. Zach and I reviewed it, and Zach said, well, why don't you go back and just tell them, yeah, it looks great, but we'll do 15 years. So we went back and said, okay, it looks great if we can do 15 years. And within 1 day or less, they answered and said, great, done. So we just took an owner financing deal that's already been extended twice to about the 6-year mark, right? It's still in it right now. So it's getting paid down drastically. And now we just pushed it out 15 years from this coming January. That just became a 20, whatever that is. I can't do my math, but 15 and 6-ish. That's a pretty cool 21-year deal. So that's one way to pivot. Now, we didn't pivot because we had a problem or a headache. We pivoted because we love more time and are starting to push these terms deals out further and further. Why? Because it makes them more economy proof. When you have a 10-year, in this case a 15 or a 21-year deal, do you really care if during that you have a couple blips in the economy? You shouldn't, because the longer your term is, the less headaches you're going to have. The other one's a little bit different. The other one we did lose a buyer on. We lost a buyer. And on top of losing a buyer, we went to resell it with a realtor because we're still within our term with the seller. He's become a friend. He trusts us. And the septic failed. So we said to the owner, look, we could give this back to you because all our agreements are written that way. And we would prefer not to. We'd prefer to repair the septic, do the right thing, get another buyer in there and have some time. So we're proposing 2 options. 1, extend the exact same sandwich deal we have for 3 years. Or 2, we'll buy the home subject to your existing loans. He has 2 of them. We'll continue to make the payments, but they're going to stay in your name. But you'll be detached liability-wise and title-wise, which he kind of wanted. He kind of was done with it. To which he said yes, and we went back and forth negotiating, and now the paperwork's being drawn up for a subject to purchase. So again, took a simple sandwich 3-year lease, turned it into a I'll own this home forever deal. Now what can we do with that? We could put a rent-to-own tenant buyer in there again and turn that around in say 2 or 3 years. But better yet, we're going to turn around and probably owner finance that out. Sell it on owner financing. Why? We're talking about economy proof here, right, in this video? Well, if I sell you my home instead of doing a rent-to-own, I don't worry about an appraisal in 3 years if the economy changes. I don't worry about it ever. I sold you the home on owner financing. You're making payments to me as if I'm the bank. If you screw up, I have to foreclose, yes, but if I get enough down, I'm not worried about that. I will never worry about the market doing this because they now own the home and I'll put it on a 20 or 30-year note. Those are just some ways to be economy proof, guys, but everything we structure is helping us and you become economy proof. Is everything fail safe? No, I don't know what kind of deals you're going to make. But if you stick to the program, if you stick with QLS video program, if you attend the 2 annual events every year, you're going to put yourself closer to economy proof. Make it an outstanding week.